Welcome everyone to the Weiner Wellness Week Virtual Summit. We're on day 6 here, I think. We got one day left. The Saturday tomorrow of the Weiner Wellness Week. We've been going Saturday to Saturday, and we've had a full schedule all day. It's been really fun. We do the morning commentary to get us started each morning. We have presentations throughout the day, and then we've even had some roundtable discussions. So we got Jamie Dorley, the CEO, co-founder of Nutritional Frontiers, the owner of the company, speaking on something that I love, the Great Pyramid of Health. This is one of my favorite presentations, and you got your own twist on it. So it's always fun to hear something I talk about from someone else and just learn a little bit more. So, hey, Jamie, welcome.
Good morning, Candace. Thank you so much for having me on. And they say you save the best for last, so I'm sure tomorrow will be a great lineup of speakers. This is my last presentation for the Weiner Wellness Week, and I just want to say you and Tracy are doing a great job this week. Thanks, of course, to the Weiner Wellness Center. So many fantastic practitioners down there. Dr. Gideon Orbach, of course, we have Dr. Joseph Honigman, Jeff Nisnik, Adam. So just a great lineup of people down there at the Wellness Center. They are accepting patients. So if you're not feeling 100%, you have any musculoskeletal things or just any systematic issues you're dealing with, especially if you've not been able to get any kind of relief or results, give the Wellness Center a call. They're very genuine people. They really take their time. They're very thorough with your program. So they are accepting new patients. Give them a call at 412-922-WELL. That's 412-922-WELL. And also during the wellness events we do virtually, live, or hybrids in the future. You can always order the formulations through their website at drweiner.com. You can call them directly. You can do curbside pickup, and you can go in and shop. We just don't have all the extracurricular activities going on. So as you had mentioned, Candace, this is a program you helped design. And of course, Dr. Tracy is the foundation of our Great Pyramid of Health. And I call it the 8th wonder of the world, right? Growing up, there are 7 wonders of the world, and the 8th, we always wondered what that was. And this is a great program that helps you take full responsibility and helps you customize a program for you. And it gives you a blueprint of what you need to do on a daily basis. I just got back from West Bloomfield, Michigan. And the reason I'm sharing that with the team is I want to thank, of course, Paulina and her group at 7.7 Nutrition. They're located in powerhouse gyms throughout Michigan and also Florida. And the reason I bring that up is because when you show my background, you know, my goal was always to be a teacher. I just didn't think I'd want to do it in the school district. And probably a good idea being that the way they're doing it right now with online schooling and live and everything. But I've always thought of myself as a teacher. I graduated from the very prestigious Slippery Rock University with a degree in community health, which is now called public health. Candace, where did you graduate from? I know you're a smart kid.
You know, you picked me right up from Slippery Rock, just like you. Studied public health and love the rock.
Yeah, and Candace was doing her internship, so she's been with us her whole first part of her career and doing a great job at these events. So I'm from New York, grew up in Pittsburgh. You know, when I moved here after college, you know, worked at Bally's Health Club as a sales program director, got certified through the American College of Sports Medicine for personal training, and also evolved into a lot of the sports nutrition formulas you may see at GNC and online. So I worked as a national and then an international sales manager, went to the largest health food show in the world, the FIBO, in Dusseldorf, Essen, Germany, with Mike Gallagher, actually in the year 2000. And then what I did is I evolved and graduated to Metagenics, where I worked in the Pittsburgh area as a functional medicine consultant, got promoted to Florida as a district sales manager, and then ran the Southeast. And I love working as a mentee of Dr. Jeffrey Bland. He's the father of functional medicine and taught me so much. And he had a very similar philosophy as Dr. Weiner, Candace, was that rather than racing for the cure, let's look at the cause. And he would look at the body as a very complex system, all intricately tied together. So I learned so much from those guys and girls at Metagenics. I'd probably still be there. However, they did sell. And that's where me and Dr. Weiner started Nutritional Frontiers almost 13 years ago. I did have a short stint in the transition of NutriPharmacy as the owner of that, now run, of course, by one of our clients, Dr. Hunter. So I've been in the industry going on 30 years. So as long as some people have been alive, right? So I have a nice background in that I worked one-on-one with people, even in college with doing lifestyle programs. I did competitive bodybuilding. I worked as a trainer. I helped athletes to anybody, that was even a sedentary person. So that's the program that we're doing today, which is called the NF for Life program. That has over 200 years of experience combined in designing that program. So our mission, you always got to figure out what the mission is. Our mission is to make the world healthy. And now more than ever, the world needs our help. When we look at the numbers that are out there, we realize that we're at high risk for so many different things because our country's really sick. And we do this mission with a couple philosophies on how we work. So if you ever work with our team, you realize that, quality is a big focus of our company. There's 3 levels of nutrients and nutraceuticals and vitamins you can buy out there. And it's really important that you realize that when you see the brand Nutritional Frontiers, you have our quality standards. So everything's guaranteed 100% for purity and potency. If you ever have an issue with the product, for whatever reason it is, we do give a money back guarantee. Just bring it back to the place you bought it. And I think the difference on our company, Candace, is that we've done a lot of our own research. So what we've done with being that we've owned wellness centers is that we're able to know what ingredients work really well. We combine those ingredients so you get a comprehensive formula, because I feel that you need to make sure you maximize each formula that you're taking to get the desired results. So we make sure we have the right ingredients at the right amounts and the right combinations without any of the things we don't want in there. And then we look at delivery systems. So what's your favorite delivery system?
I think powders are probably my favorite. So I could mix them up. I could put them in my water because I'm always drinking large amounts of water, shake it up, and it's just so easy. And it saves a lot of mess in the kitchen for me.
So you like powders. I know Joe Messino is a big liquid guy.
Yep.
I like chewables and capsules, but I'll take anything. Some people like herbals, some like creams. We have all the delivery systems that help maximize the absorbability of the nutrients and your compliance. And then we add in the fact that when we say research, we use over 50 patented research trademarked ingredients, which is really important. And then we do our best with the service. So we're big on education, which leads us to our NF for Life program. This is our lifestyle program that we all practice on our team, our families, our friends, our doctors and their staff, and also their clients and patients. So it all begins like my personal training program. It all begins with the foundation. I was doing this 30 years ago. You got to make sure you're drinking the right water. You see my new glass I got for Father's Day? So purified water right in our office. Food-based nutrition. So as Tracy would say, don't count your calories, count your chemicals. You need to eat live, real food. So anything from the ground to a tree, runs, swims, or flies. I use the old scientific experiment. If it goes bad on your counter, it's food. If it doesn't go bad, such as a Twinkie or Doritos, it's not food, it's junk. There is no junk food. It's either junk or food. We like to move. I actually calculate my steps every day. I did my workout this morning, 70 minutes of cardio, about 25 minutes of weights, and I was done. Everybody is different. The main thing is to have a healthy lifestyle where you are moving quite a bit. And that can mean anything. It could be walking in the park. I see you guys at work walking during your lunch breaks, riding bikes, yoga. We have Kara on our team who's a yoga instructor. I'm a certified trainer. Tracy is a certified personal trainer. Dr. Orbach, certified personal trainer. So you got to move. And if you're not sure what to do, you can reach out to us. I can link you up with a certified trainer. Doesn't matter where you live in the country. Of course, sleeping right. I was having a meeting this morning with our new computer system, and the woman says, I got to tell you something. I tried that sleep sample you gave me because I slept like a baby. I need a bottle of that. So if you're not sleeping well, that's where we got to start. You got to, of course, detox and eliminate. And the big thing right now, of course, is emotional wellness. That's your foundations. We have that in our magazines. We have that for you to benefit from. And then you start to build up the pyramid with food on the left and food-based supplements on the right. So the fiber, the fruits and veggies, that feeds the good bacteria, the probiotics and the enzymes. If you're not absorbing, assimilating, excreting, it doesn't matter what product or medication you take. You can't out medicate or out supplement a bad foundation or lack of absorbability. And then as we move up the pyramid, we'll look at macro and micronutrients, right? Macro are the large nutrients, such as your protein, carbs, fat, and fiber. And the micros are your vitamins and minerals. So you get them from food and also supplementation. So on there is our shakes, of course. We have vegan shakes, we have keto shakes, we have whey shake, we have detox shakes. What's your favorite shake, Candace?
I gotta go with the best whey protein. It's nice and creamy and it fills me up, which I struggle to, I'm a grazer. I'm eating all day long. So it really helps me if I do it first thing in the morning, gets me through until lunchtime and keeps me full.
Well, that's great. I like to try them all. The chocolate whey protein is without a doubt one of the top formulas we have. I like to take a half a scoop of the chocolate peanut butter keto, put it in with the chocolate whey protein or chocolate super shake. So we have different flavors for everybody, different options. They're all protein, fat, fiber, and nutrient based. So you want to make sure you have a good combination of protein, fats, carbs, and fiber. None of them have sugar or artificial flavors. They're very clean, easy to digest. And as we work up, the next one, essential fatty acids. Why are they essential? Because you can't manufacture them. You have to take them in from the diet. Why are they? You ever heard about fatty acids? Good for brain, right? Good for heart, good for joints. Well, how can it be good for everything? All your cells are made of fats, and the cell membrane, going back to seventh grade when you had to diagram the cell, all the fluid in there, the cell membrane is fat. And if it's bad fats, such as you find in fried foods, then the cells are going to be hard and sticky and don't work as well, such as, somebody with type 2 diabetes. When you look at them under a microscope, they can look more like a shriveled up raisin where they should look like a hydrated grape. So which fatty acids? Fish, nuts, seeds, avocados, even eggs. Those are the types of food you should be eating. And I always take fish oil every day. I follow this pyramid to a T. And what it does, it gives me the food and supplement-based nutrients I need. Now, when you look at it, what is the next step? Phytonutrients. Those are any colorful fruits and veggies. I was just doing a presentation for Paulina's team, and I looked at the importance of red foods, such as pro-reds, but also coming from lycopene, getting it from tomato paste, getting it from red peppers, right? Getting it from food and supplement. And we showed the research showing how lycopene can help prostate health. So folks, let food be thy medicine, medicine thy food. Then when you got the foundation and the pyramid built, when you need something specific, like for your joints, then you go to one of our wellness solutions. So Candace, can you go to the next slide, please? So where do you get our wellness solutions? Where do you get our NF Life program? Right in our holistic truth. And I love the recharge version. This is our last quarter, the last part. We reset, we remove, we rebuild, and then we recharge. Right now, we're recharging the brain. The brain is so important because it actually is only about 2% of our weight. Mine, of course, may be a little more because I got a big head, so hopefully a big brain. And it actually burns about 30% of your total energy. So next time you say you're fatigued, ask yourself, am I physically fatigued or mentally fatigued? Usually it's mental. So go for a walk, drink some water, eat some nuts or seeds, get your body moving, and you'll feel better. So this is a magazine that's available electronically or a hard copy. And the key is when you're looking at this program, if you're not happy with where you are in life, mind, body, or spirit, think about what you're doing. Because Albert Einstein, the greatest mind out there, right? In our generation, or actually a little before, in the last 100 years, probably without a doubt the smartest human being. He said he defined insanity as doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. So if you're depressed, if you're anxious, if you're having problems sleeping, if you're not in your fighting weight, if you're having difficulty with moving, if you have GI issues, whatever they are, look at what you're doing. You got to change what you're doing. And even when you're doing well, I found for myself personally, you have to keep updating your program every year to continue to get great results. This is the evolution of our country, right? And this is more like a tongue-in-cheek thing, right? Not talking about evolution in general, but we've kind of gone from, hunter and gatherers to what, the gentleman on the right looks like, which is really unhealthy with the healthy big gulp, pro-inflammatory, obese, cardiovascular issues. And, overall, our country is really sick. We actually have a great healthcare system for trauma and accidents, but not so much for chronic disease and illness. And chronic disease actually encompasses over 80% of doctor visits. And we actually rank over 70, actually 72nd from the NIH in health overall, which is really sad. I'm concerned with your generation, Candace, and the generation after you guys, because your generation is the first one that has a shorter life expectancy than their parents do. And it's only going to get worse in the next generation. A lot of this is due to the junk people are eating and the low emotional frequency. Here's the stats showing all the different countries and where we rank. And it's really disappointing because, we would never accept being 72nd anything in the world, but health, we just accept it. So as Dr. Jeffrey Bland taught me, and as Dr. James Weiner taught me, you need to race for the cause of what's causing the problem, not the cure. And if you look at the straw that broke the camel's back, maybe now it's the COVID, right, that hit this year. But you take a over-medicated, over-toxic, over-sugar consumption, smoking, negative thoughts, vaccinations, poor lifestyle, pro-inflammatory state, stressed out nation, and then you add something like SARS and COVID to it, well, that's going to be the straw that broke the camel's back. And Dr. Weiner always taught us, look for toxicity and nutrient deficiency. Anything can cause anything, Candace. When you give the body what it needs, folks, it will heal itself. This has been proven over and over and over again. You got to look at the toxicity issues right now. We're really fortunate to be able to present on detoxification this week, Candace. And what we found from doing some of the newer research, it's gotten tremendously worse. You look at factors that you don't have control over, like the environmental factors, depending on where you live. We're a little luckier and more fortunate living in more rural areas. However, it's become ubiquitous with our society. This is looking at 4 billion pounds of toxic chemicals released each year. A lot of these which are banned in other countries and are known carcinogens. So that alone is just being released each year into the air. The problem with these chemicals and toxins, Candace, is that our body can't release them all. They become stored. And where do you store them? In fat tissue. And what's the brain mostly made up of? Fat. So it's really important when you think about the brain that you incorporate essential fatty acids from food and supplements every single day and limit your exposure to toxins, because you're going to be exposed to toxins without your control. So there's about 20 chemicals released in the environment. Almost 75% are known to be suspected to be toxic to the human developing brain, right? And we always thought you couldn't rebuild new brain tissue. However, that's been debunked, that myth. The things that are building blocks to your brain are essential fatty acids. So you want to keep building new brain tissue? Make sure you take fats, essential fatty acids. We have liquid and soft gels at Nutritional Frontiers. Which one do you prefer?
I take the soft gels and I take them daily.
Oh, great. And how many do you take?
I take 4 a day. I typically take 2 with breakfast
Oh,
and 2 with lunch. And if
that's
I
fan
forget one of those times, I'll get them in at dinner, but I don't miss my fish oil.
that's a great thing to do, Candace, because you need at least 2 of ours a day. The other thing I do is I do the liquid when I'm in the office. If I'm traveling, I take the soft gel. So we have a liquid option for people. You need to take them. So the second part is you want to look at depletion of nutrients. So we have a toxicity issue and a nutrient deficiency issue. This is called the perfect storm. The food alone, even if you're eating healthy, the food has lost a lot of its nutritional content in the last 50 years due to environmental toxins, over farming, herbicides, pesticides, mineral deficiency of soil of the soil. So when you look at all this together, the food's not quite as good as it was before. That's why in 2002, the American Medical Association published in JAMA, June of 2002, and they said for the first time in 40 years, Candace, the AMA said, eat right and take a multivitamin. That was almost 20 years ago. You got to really realize that, this USDA is run by former Monsanto executives, and they've created these quote unquote terminated seeds. So these are GMOs, genetically modified organisms, which are illegal in a lot of countries. And what happens is the food's not quite what it used to be. So this is a huge concern. Realize that going in. So some of the things actually deplete the nutrients are industrial chemicals, right? So these use additives to our food without any safety testing. Sometimes they're not even put on the label or they're disguised, something like MSG, right? So it may look on the label as it'll say different words. It may say seasoning salt and preservative and things like that. But a lot of that comes down to MSG. So most of the medical doctors we work with are what we call functional medicine doctors. They have sought out continual education after graduating to learn more about the nutritional components. But you being a public health major, myself, we have a lot more training in nutrition than most of the medical doctors out there. That's why I recommend work with a functional medicine doctor, an integrative, used to be called alternative. They may be complementary. So seek those types of doctors out. And of course, we have great docs at the Wine and Wellness Center. This is actually the study I was referring to earlier. So the next time someone says to you, Candace, well, you don't need those vitamins. That just makes your urine, change color, right? We've all heard that. You're wasting your money. Maybe if you're buying a very cheap vitamin, because the most expensive vitamin is one that doesn't work. So if you're buying a cheap vitamin, do not take it. However, just do a multivitamin and a fish oil, you get a lot of your basics covered. And now we have the Woman's Complete, which is fantastic because it has vitamins, minerals, superfoods. It actually has probiotics all in one with 7 trademark patented research ingredients, because we know even JAMA has now stepped up 20 years ago to say, hey, eat right and take a multivitamin. So the other component that's very concerning is pharmaceutical medications. Now, I'm not against meds. You may need a medication, right? However, they are often overprescribed and they're often brought in, Candace, too quickly without addressing the underlying causes, right? For example, UPMC published in the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette going back about 5 years ago, November 2016 or so. And it was right before Thanksgiving, and they published in there and they said magnesium deficiency can be the cause of all cardiovascular disease, diabetes, right? Elevated blood pressure, right from UPMC, Dr. Glick. So when you start looking at this, let's go with the nutrient deficiency first. Also, if you're on medications, let's not be so quick to jump off of them, right? Let's look at the nutrients they are depleting first. And these are very conservative things you can do right now when you're on one or more medications. let's make sure we are replacing the nutrients you are depleting first. We have a whole chart on this. There's a big four canvas. You can do a really simple way of looking at vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and CoQ10. And here you go, perfect timing. So if you're on antibiotics, that's an easy one. You got to take probiotics when you're done with the antibiotics. That's why it's at the foundation of our program. Everyone should be on a probiotic. If you're on any cardiovascular med, and cardiovascular disease is still the #1 killer in our country, it'll kill about 5 times the number that died from COVID this year, and it'll do that every year. It's only getting worse. You're on cardiovascular meds like maybe Lipitor, blood pressure meds. You're on things like warfarin or Coumadin, right? You're on all these cardiovascular disease drugs. Okay, you need CoQ10, folks. Very safe and effective. It will inhibit some of the side effects you're having. Same thing with minerals. You need to be on magnesium. You need to be on things like zinc. You need to be on things like calcium. So why not do something that has both in it, like the Woman's Complete or the Frontier Multi? You can get the big four in 3 formulations. And here they are: vitamins and minerals, Frontier Multi, or Woman's Complete now. If you want vitamins and minerals in one, do the Woman's Complete. We also have minerals by itself, Frontier Minerals, and then we have Mag Complete. We have some of the single nutrients. So there's no shortage of options here. If you're not sure what to do, check with one of the healthcare professionals at the Weiner Wellness Center. You can text us on the virtual presentations. You can email us. You can call the office. Any which way you want to help you, but you can never go wrong with Frontier Multi and or Woman's Complete as your baseline. Next, CoQ10. This is a big one. All cardiovascular meds, diabetic meds, and antidepressant medications, you need to deplete CoQ10. Last one is probiotics. So if you've been on any antibiotics, if you eat store-bought dairy products or meats or eat out a lot, you need probiotics. So when we look at this pyramid once again, foundations of health, #1, we need to build it with probiotics and enzymes. Then we need to go up the ladder with micro and macronutrients, essential fatty acids, and phytonutrients. And then if you have a specific issue, then we address it. So Ken, as people see this and they get a little nervous, do they need to take every single product on here?
No, absolutely not. This is a good guideline for you, and you can typically pick one product from each of these categories, one probiotic or enzyme, or you could pick the probzyme to get both macro and micronutrients. You might want to do a shake and pick a multivitamin. The essential fats, you only need one of those. And the phytonutrients, I think you could do a combination of those because it's, it's the colors of the rainbow. And we've been told for years we need to eat the colors of the rainbow. So, you know me, I like all 4, but you can switch days, or I know people who mix them all together and do a scoop of that each day. So you get a little bit of each.
Yeah, that's the fun part, is when you work with a healthcare professional like doctors at the Weiner Wellness Center, work with Candace or Dr. Tracy Strout, they can help you customize this program. And what we're trying to do is a few things. We're trying to improve your health, improve your compliance, right? And then keep it fun. So we can help you customize it. And we also work with your budget. How many times have people said to you, Candace, oh, it's too expensive to eat healthy?
Yeah, it's someone who hasn't actually done it before, and that's just their perception of it.
Yeah, so for $5 a day, you can build your entire pyramid. That's less than some people spend on a coffee a day. I know if you go out for lunch, that's going to cost you at least $10. So, folks, if you can invest in anything, I got a stock tip for you, Candace. You ready?
What is it?
Invest in your health.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
the best investment in the world. It
Best
always
advice
gives.
I've heard.
It always gives you positive dividends. It always grows, and it's going to give you rewards beyond anything financial, because you want to invest in your own body, folks. Treat it like a temple. Treat it special. don't take advantage and beat it up, because you know what? You only get one, and you may be able to run and hide for a few years, but we're seeing people get younger and younger that are sick. So never too late, never too early to start the program. And that's what we talked about, right? You just make it simple. You know, people are asking me, oh, what about intermittent fasting and counting your macros, and I'm in ketosis, and they're looking for all these secrets. Those are what I call a little more sophisticated programs, but start by drinking right, eating right, walking right, thinking, praying, getting rest, all those things, managing your stress. So it's mind, body, spirit, folks. And that's what the NF for Life program is. These are all the different ways you can help yourself, right? And you can start really small just by drinking water. You know, I always ask people, what do you drink other than water? Right? So the diet drinks and, you know, all these sodas and, you know, too much caffeine and, you know, too much alcohol and juice and all these things. Just start with the hydration. Start eating fruits and veggies, one salad a day. Start with doing our NFL Life program by building the pyramid. Like you said, you can do the Woman's Complete, gives you your vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, and probiotics. That takes up 3 categories right away. You do a shake every day, right? You add in some enzymes and some fish oil, you're there. It's not a lot. And you make it part of your program every single day. The key is being compliant. I can't stress enough about water. My kids have probably heard this one too many times. They hear it and hear it, but you know what? You need to hear it every day. And so do I, because sometimes, you know, you're busy at work, you may drink coffee and you forget about water. Your body is 70% water. We have a purifying system right at the office. I have one at home too. I drink some bottled water. Look, water is better than anything because your body's 70% water. What else is 70% water, Candace?
The earth.
There we go. She knows all the answers. The planet. So there are no coincidences, as the wise Joe Massino once told me. So make sure you're drinking water. Dehydration is the first sign of hunger. If you think you're hungry, drink some water. If you're fatigued, drink some water. If you're constipated, drink some water. You need to drink enough water. How much? About half your weight in ounces. So if you're 100 pounds, drink 50 ounces of water. Do you have to be perfect? No. Just keep increasing it as you can. You don't have to carry gallons of water with you, but water is where it starts. Then you get your micronutrients from vitamins and minerals from food, and the macronutrients like we talked about. Really simply, carbs, fat, fiber, and protein. You know, when you look at the food, make sure it's real food, right? And, you know, you have to adjust some of the, you got to realize protein is a rebuilding nutrient for your body. It rebuilds all your muscle, your hair, skin, nails, your organs, all your tissue is made up of protein. It also helps your hormonal sequence of events that occur. So you need good proteins in. How much? It depends on how much you weigh and how much muscle and how much activity you do. But we can help you adjust protein. But protein's a staple. Especially when I work with females, the first thing I do would be slightly increase their protein, especially in the morning, Candace, because they want to tone their arms more, and they saw improvement right away. You need protein to help balance the meals out. You know, most breakfast choices are high sugar, juice, fruit, toast, bagels, muffins, all these different things. That's just going to raise your blood sugar. So you need protein in each meal. And then you got to choose. You want to eat a little more carbs or a little more fat. They're both energy sources. I like to eat fibrous carbs. Like what? Veggies, salads, greens, and some fruit. And then I eat a lot of good fats. So avocados, nuts, seeds, nut butters. You guys at work will see me in the kitchen. You know, I'm like Winnie the Pooh. I got my hand in the natural nut butter jar. I'm doing a little scoop of natural nut butter in the afternoon, almond butter or sunflower butter. You want to talk about taking the edge and craving off? So I tend to crave around 3, 4 o'clock, and then at night. So a little scoop of nut butter or a handful of nuts or seeds is a great way with some water to take the edge off. So really simply, I like to eliminate dairy products as much as possible, no artificial sweeteners, and try and limit or eliminate the sugar as much as possible. How much exercise do we need? I get that question all the time. As much as you can do. If you don't have a exercise program or a active lifestyle, start with 10 minutes. I was talking to my daughter today. She's student teaching and working, and she's moving so much around, and she hasn't been going to the gym as much. I says, babe, just get 10 minutes in the morning before school. Get 10 minutes at lunchtime. Go for a walk. Your body adds up that quantity, right? So you need to get some movement. You need to get some anaerobic, which is strength, and you need to get some aerobic, right, and flexibility. So the three types of training or exercise is going to be anaerobic, which is some kind of resistance. It could be weights, it could be working outside, it could be doing calisthenics, anything where there's a little bit of resistance. Aerobic is when you use oxygen, so that's walking, jogging, biking, all those different things. And then we got flexibility. So yoga is a great way, Pilates, just stretching. We even do 10 minutes on Mondays before our meeting just to kind of loosen up a little bit. And I'll tell you what, when we didn't do it for a little bit or when I'm traveling, I really miss it. So it's just like the food, quantity, and timing. So of course, elimination is a big key here. You should have bowel movements every day, like a fresh tube of toothpaste, nice and easy to get out, very little wiping and very little smell. Should be well formed, and it should be every day. If you're not having bowel movements every day, we need to figure that out. Emotional wellness, wow. So many different things I heard this week from people suffering with emotional dysfunction. Everything from anxiety, depression, mood disorders, ADD, ADHD, overwhelmed, not sleeping, not focused, forgetful, all these different things going on, folks. So remember, you gotta feed that brain. So food-wise, it's the quality of the food. I think we all know about that, right? A cup of broccoli versus a Twinkie. I think we know quality, right? Quantity. We know that we can't eat plates and plates of food, even if it's healthy. You can only eat so much fiber, right? Candace, do you notice that when you eat veggies, you're not hungry right after because all that fiber is filling. And then it's the timing. I think this is where people miss out the most. If they want to lose weight, they generally just skip meals, right? Your body is going to break down over time, and you're going to have fluctuations in blood sugar. You're going to break down muscle to create sugar. It's called gluconeogenesis. So you want to be cautious with skipping too many meals. I know the intermittent fasting is in vogue. I don't recommend that every day for everybody. For the right people at the right time, it's good. But I'd rather give a little more like you do, grazing, a little more continual meals or snacks every 2, 3, 4, 5 hours during the day. So you keep your blood sugar under control and your body can actually digest and assimilate the meals. You can't have one huge meal per day. It's very difficult to break that down. So do you know what your supplement label really says? So if we're building this with food and supplements, the next time we got to add in reading food labels, but it's the dose of the ingredients, the form, and what else is in there. You want to work with a reputable brand. Our brand, Nutritional Frontiers, has been around over a dozen years. It was co-founded by me and Dr. Weiner. We work with healthcare professionals, and the dose of the ingredients, the form, and eliminating other ingredients we don't want is very important. We take a lot of pride in that. Here's some of the probiotics and enzymes. The Probzyme combines both, or you can go a la carte. I like superbiotics, and I also take Betazyme quite a bit. At times I'll take Probzyme too. So you can combine it in one with Probzyme, or you can go a la carte. That's how you build your foundation. Next is the micro and macro, which we talked about. So Woman's Complete is probably the easiest way. And I know it's strong enough for a man, but made for a woman. But men can take it too. So we're going to come out with a Men's Complete at some point. But If you don't want to take that, take the Frontier Multi and do at least one shake a day, Candace. So I like giving people shakes in the morning. What's the best time for a shake?
I think for me, it's in the morning, but whenever's convenient for you. Sometimes I'll have one around 4 o'clock before I leave the office. If I know I'm not gonna get home from the store and all my errands and have dinner ready until 8 o'clock. So something to hold me over, something that would keep me tempted from going through a drive-through or picking something up at the store and eating it in the car. So you can use them whenever.
Yeah, that's a good point. I always do that if I'm going out to dinner, right? I don't want to not eat all day. So I'll eat a little lighter. I may do a shake or 2 shakes that day, knowing that I'm going to eat a little more rich food at dinner. Or, you're going to an event, you may have a little bit of dessert. So you can add those shakes in at strategic times of the day too, to give your body the nutrients it needs, keep your blood sugar under control, but not overeat. Essential fatty acids, folks, I can't stress this anymore. You need good fats in your body for your brain, all your cells, your skin, your weight, your hormones, every single cell. If there's one nutrient you have to take after the probiotics and enzymes, it may be the essential fats. And they're essential because your body can't make them. And do not buy your essential fatty acids from a mass retailer. It'll say omega 1000 on it, but you want to look at EPA and DHA. Ours is purified, it's certified, it comes from the right place in the world, it's processed properly, it has a high dose of EPA and DHA, and it's third party, independently analyzed on every single batch. Phytonutrients, like you mentioned, all the different rainbow, the colors that you want to eat. You can do any one of these colors. I'll do greens sometimes if I'm not eating enough greens. I tend to eat a lot of greens in my diet. My favorite one is the oranges. It's a good replacement if you're trying to get off of any of the energy drinks out there. Purples is great. Exotic berries. It's great actually for ADD, brain, mood, and aging. It actually works on sirtuin activity. So circulation, all those things, skin, go with the purples. And the reds is foundation. So all your fruits and veggies in one. Then we have the wellness solutions. Once you build your pyramid, you can select from any one of these categories. So if it's blood sugar, go with Sugar Solve. If you want to rebuild your joints, you can go with HA Plus. This is where the healthcare professional can really help you out, Candace, of helping customize what you need based on the pyramid, what you're going to do food-wise, and then what are you going to do supplement-wise, and then, hey, how do we top off this pyramid with the wellness solutions category? And this is an example of the wellness solutions for immune health. Everyone wants to build their immune system. You can build it with the Immunomax, our vitamin C, our D3, Super Zinc, and Cinchona. I just had a person contact me because it's a good friend of mine growing up. He has suffered with a rare autoimmune disease that affects his red blood cell count. He was sick to the point he was hospitalized a couple of years ago, and we almost lost him. He made a recovery, and then lo and behold, of all my friends who gets COVID this year, he does because his immune system is beat up. So he texted us. We were all upset. I sent him out the Corona kit by Nutritional Frontiers, but had all these formulas in it. He texted us in 2 days. He says, not only do I feel better than I did before I got Corona. So he recently flew down to Houston, Texas to see his hematologist. And when they were going through his file and what's going on lately, the doctor said to him, how long were you hospitalized with COVID? He goes, I'm surprised you're still alive. The hospital must have did a great job. He said, I didn't go to the hospital. He says, you're a miracle. He said, the miracle is Nutritional Frontiers. And folks, I know I want to bring tears to my eye right now. And I got goosebumps because this is what we talk about making the world healthy. We're not making any claims here, but if you do the right things at the right time, you can take control of your health. Here's all our trademarked ingredients, all the different logos, the products are in, the companies we work with. These are our partners. They provide a lot of education for our team. These nutrients are much more effective, and they come with a long history of research for safety and efficacy. So the body can absorb them better, it can turn on the cells better, and we can get better results from using these patented research trademarked ingredients. And for a young company, we are one of the few companies that uses over 50 of them in our formulations, and we're constantly adding on new ones.
Well, Jamie, that was awesome. Lots of great information. And like I always say, foundations are something that's very important to me. I always focus on that. We don't have any questions with this, but someone made a comment that I got to share. It's kind of funny. Someone who's a fan of the Best Way chocolate, they said fast food chains would have gone out of business waiting for me because the chocolate way is the best. And I can attest to that too. That's kind of saved me in a pinch if I'm hungry, but I use it as like a treat in the morning for breakfast. I'll typically have eggs or something a little salty in the morning, and then when I get to the office, I have something sweet to hold me over until lunch. So it's fantastic, and I follow this whole program. And like you said, looking at that pyramid can be a little intimidating, but you don't have to take everything on there. You take one thing from each category and you nutrify your body with the foundations, and your health will be at an optimal level. And that's the goal.
Yeah, and some of them they encompass 2 and 3 categories, right?
Yeah.
Even the shakes have some of the good fats in them. You know, I got actually a couple texts. They says, "Too bad you don't have pumpkin spice flavor." Can you believe that?
Uh-oh.
I says, I guess they're not keeping up because we want to make sure we do not suffer from flavor fatigue. So we have pumpkin spice actually available in our super shake. You can make muffins out of it. You can make little cookies out of it. You can make protein bites out of it. You can make a smoothie. I even tried to make pancakes out of it a couple of weeks ago. So super
I got a
shake.
text this morning. I'll try and show you here.
Oh,
Super
is
shake
that from
pumpkin
Laura?
spice with the pancakes made here fresh this morning for breakfast. My sister made that. I think she put in an egg, bananas, maybe a little almond milk or anything, but 2, 3, 4 ingredients. And her little girls that are 2 and 4 had those for breakfast, and she had them too. So it was healthy for the whole family. They were at the pumpkin patch all day yesterday. They're into the fall. Into the pumpkin. So it's a great flavor for this time of year, for any time of year, but I know people are getting excited and asking about it. And what do a lot of people get excited about for this year? I see the pumpkin spice lattes that are full of artificial pumpkin. It's not even real pumpkin, and it's just a lot of sugar, a lot of chemicals even. So it's not something that I ever purchase out because I know what's in it, and I can make my own pumpkin spice latte that is healthy and actually nutritious.
Yeah, what I noticed is if you don't consume those flavors for a while, if you happen to try one or take a sip of somebody's,
Yeah.
yeah, you can tell right away. It almost gives you a headache, right? It's like it's too
Yeah.
powerful, it's too artificial. So, folks, your taste buds may have been polluted with these, and that's okay. Take some time, and you'll get used to some of the other natural flavors that we use. And the pumpkin spice is fantastic. Some people do it in a little warm cup, you know, like a coffee almost.
Mhm.
Some people will make the smoothie. Some are making pancakes. Some make muffins. Kim made some great muffins in the office. So, folks, have fun with it. But pumpkin spice, you can get it right now from Nutritional Frontiers. And that formula is actually on sale this week at the Wellness Center. And for healthcare professionals out there, on sale through Nutritional Frontiers.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Jamie. This was awesome. And we'll see you again later during the Wellness Week. Okay.
And look forward to seeing everyone live. I'm praying that we can go live and do a hybrid, and that will be actually December 5th through the 12th at the Wine and Wellness Center. So thanks, Candace. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day, and God bless.